This
Record button.
conference will now be recorded.
Thank you. Welcome everyone to Renville County HRA EDA's monthly lunch and learn. Every month, a different topic, different presenters, all focused around business and Renville County, things we can do to make the world a better place for our local business community, for ourselves. So again, every month, a different topic. It's a standing meeting. We are on the second Wednesday of the month over the noon hour. So this month we have got the topic of energy to grow. We've got a couple of presenters here today. First off is Michelle Morotsky with the Mid-Minnesota Regional Development Commission. She's got a resume about as long as my arm, but she has a master's in business administration from Southwest Minnesota State. And unfortunately, Michelle will be leaving us here shortly, going to work for Kandiyohi County doing economic development. But we will miss her, but I'm sure we'll be partnering on many things in the future with them. And then our second presenter is Jacob Selseth. He has a bachelor's in energy management from Moorhead State University, and he began as an intern at Moorhead Public Services. And we are going to talk about energy today. So with that, I'm not sure which one of you would like to go first. Michelle's got the mic on, so I'm assuming it's maybe Michelle.
Well, I will kick us off. We also have a third person that we're just going to mention, and we have Gabrielle Martin. And give me 1 second here. I am going to ask for just a little grace today. This is our first presentation. So we are just kind of winging things as they go and fine tuning, but hopefully we can get some great information to people and all the things. So let's see, screen and share. All right. Can everyone see my screen here? Good. Oh, so that's good. All right. Perfect. Perfect. And Gabrielle is with the Minnesota Technical Assistance Program, MNTAP. So we're excited to have her as well. All right. Now I just have to figure out how to, there. Click is to change slides. So today we'll do some introductions. We have some resources, things about we're here to help, the services we have available, and we'll have some Q&A time. So first of all, Mid-Minnesota Development Commission, the Energy to Grow program. So the first thing I'm going to mention is about MMDC. We are one of 9 regional development organizations in Minnesota. Our mission is strengthening communities by improving the quality of life and opportunity for prosperity for the residents of Kandiyohi, McLeod, Meeker, and Renville counties. Those 4 counties are the counties that we serve. We serve these counties by providing economic development services throughout the region, including community and transportation planning. All right, so the purpose of the project. We received a grant from the United States Department of Agriculture to create an energy resource guide, and also to do these lunch and learns. We have 4 of them. Renville County is our first one, and then next week we have an in-person one in Willmar for Kandiyohi County, and then we will have the next Wednesday, February 28th, we will have another virtual one geared for McLeod County. And then our final one is March 6th in person in Litchfield for Meeker County. So the purpose was to create an energy resource guide for the region and provide one-on-one energy program technical assistance for our small and medium-sized businesses. We have this guide. You can see on the left there's a QR code that will take you to the MMDC website, and it's basically the guide right there. All right. Again, it was funded through USDA's Rural Business Development Grant. Partners include University of Minnesota Extension, Clean Energy Resource Teams, which is Jacob's area, and the Minnesota Technical Assistance Program, which is Gabrielle's area. And we chose these partners because of their expertise and their longstanding commitment to improve energy programs throughout Minnesota. Here's just a contact page. We'll put a big red X through me as of February 28th. But Nate and Carol, I believe they are both also on the call. So they will just kind of pick up the pieces and continue the work with CERTS Extension and MinTap. So I'm excited to see what they do. All right. I believe I'm going to turn that over to Jacob. I think this is your section.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. So my name's Jacob Selset. I've been with the Clean Energy Resource Teams for about 5 years. And if you haven't heard of CERTS, as we like to call it, it's a pretty exciting little organization. It's actually a partnership, and I'll talk about that. But it has a pretty simple mission of just connecting individuals and communities to the resources they need for community-based clean energy. And what does that kind of mean? We try to do all things energy efficiency, renewables. Electrification is kind of a new hot topic these days. And I've been in the energy business doing energy work, kind of like mentioned early since the mid 90s, and on the gas and electric side of the meter. So I really like helping people with projects. And that's kind of what drew me to CERTS, is we're a very action orientated organization. Michelle, next slide. So what's kind of unique also about CERTS is that we are a partnership. I'm not sure I've ever quite heard of anything quite like it. You hear of for-profit, non-profit, government, things like that. What CERTS is a partnership. So our major funders are the Great Plains Institute, the University of Minnesota, the RSDPs, the Regional Sustainable Development Partnerships, the SRDC in the southwest corner of the Minnesota, and Minnesota Department of Commerce. So kind of like what I touched on earlier, we are simply an action-orientated, helping people implement energy efficiency, clean energy projects, typically on the smaller customer side. And we don't do any lobbying down at the state. We have no political affiliations. It's just helping people make good, clean energy choices. And that's essentially what I like to do with my work. Next slide. So just kind of lay it out here again, same kind of things. We do hands-on assistance. So I'll be talking a little bit about a business blitz that we're planning on doing in the 4 counties here. Renville is likely to be hopefully the first, depending on how scheduling works out. We've done these many times in the past, and it's nice to bring resources into the communities, which sometimes can be kind of hard to find a good energy audit, or you have these different questions. And we like to have that hands-on activity, and this grant is going to help us provide that. And then we like to do it practical. It doesn't have to be pie in the sky kind of stuff. Very simple things. Improving your heating system, maybe solar. A lot of people get excited about that, but insulating, compressors, the whole works. And then just providing learning opportunities like today. Next slide. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a feel for what we've done in the past, every other year we provide seed grants, so that's actually money that comes from CERTS, and we go out and actively pursue folks to do energy projects. And then we've done 1.6 million for 467 projects since 2006, with 970,000 people. And when I started with this, these are big numbers. So sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around it, but 582 billion BTUs of energy saved. So we are making a difference. And but it is just kind of one little project at a time. And that's kind of the only way that you can go about doing things, one step at a time. Next slide. Another thing that I think is great about CERTS, so today we're focused on Renville County and this 4-county area with the MMDC, but CERTS has staff located all across the state. And I think that's very appealing, where we've got literally people in every corner of the state to kind of help out with different projects, and a handful in the metro. Our headquarters essentially is at the St. Paul campus at the U of M. We kind of rent out a little space there, but we have people around the entire state. My title is a business energy efficiency consultant, and so I can kind of go anywhere across the state, but with a focus a little bit in the metro, west central, and maybe southeast. But Yeah. So next up, I think that's my last slide, is we are planning on doing, as part of this grant, we have the opportunity to provide energy audits in each of the 4 counties, including Renville. We're looking to do about 30 of them. We're very excited that we get to work with MnTap and their expertise to help provide these services to the communities. So next up is Gabrielle, and she can tell you a little bit more about MnTap. And then at the end, maybe we can talk a little bit about if you know of anyone who might be interested, because scheduling is underway as we speak. Take it away, Gabrielle.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Like Jacob said, my name is Gabrielle Martin. I'm an associate engineer with MnTap. I've been working here about 3 years. My background is mainly in automotive manufacturing and metallurgy, but since coming to work for MnTap, I've mainly been focusing on energy efficiency and water conservation. I'm sure the question now is, what is MnTap? So Michelle, if you could go to the next slide, please. MnTap stands for the Minnesota Technical Assistance Program. We're a tiny little group, also out of the U of M, but on the Minneapolis side. There's about 11 of us, mostly engineers, and then we have a few waste specialists. And so what we do is we'll help any business in Minnesota save money and improve their environmental friendliness at no cost. So we look at water use, energy use, waste generation, recycling. We'll look at hazardous waste, chemical usage. We'll do about anything. We are affiliated. We receive funding from the MPCA, but we are completely confidential and non-regulatory. We do not report anything to them, and we do not share anybody's information without their express permission. So I will have sort of a bit of an example project later in this presentation, but we did receive explicit permission from all involved organizations to share this information. So next slide, please, Michelle. So how do we provide this assistance? 3 main things that we do. Our biggest, our bread and butter, that's our technical assistance. We'll send our engineers out to different sites to help people one-on-one. We also have a very robust intern program that we do every summer. We're looking at 15 great projects for this year. Then, of course, we also do things virtually as necessary. We have the Minnesota Materials Exchange. It's a little bit like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, but for businesses, where they can work on exchanging materials instead of landfilling them. And then we also do some outreach and we do some training sessions. Next, please. So the question is, who do we work with? Well, like I said, any business in Minnesota. A lot of our experience as a group is in manufacturing. But we do a lot of work also with like food processors, grocery stores, small local businesses. I'm currently actually at a wastewater treatment facility where we're having a cohort training today. We work in healthcare, schools, and all over the state. Like I said, we are based in Minneapolis, so a lot of our work does happen in the metro, but you know, as a group, we also love to travel and get out to whatever part of the state that we can. So we're definitely not, we're based there, but we try to focus equally on the entire state. So next slide, please, Michelle. What kind of results do we find from this work? Pretty decent. So this is our impact report from 2022. We're still tabulating what we had done for 2023. These are all first year savings. But as a group, we were able to reduce, 500,000 pounds of trash. That's the equivalent of like 62 Minnesota households on average, nearly 30 million gallons of water and 5.4 million kilowatt hours for first year savings of $1.2 million. So we do really try to focus on our work. We know, people want to use fewer resources, but at the end of the day, a business is a business and your goal is to make money. And so we do have a large focus on trying to find actions that are environmentally friendly, but also really give you the best bang for your buck and work on saving you that money that can help you grow your business as well. So next slide, please. I see. This is not the most recent version of the PowerPoint, but I can just keep talking anyway. I was going to give a brief example about We had an intern in 2022 named Parker. He worked with the Minnesota Grocers Association to travel all throughout the state of Minnesota. He went to 22 different grocery stores. And I can see just really quickly if I can share the screen that I have with another version of this PowerPoint so I can talk a little bit about that. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm just gonna share right here. Okay, can everybody see that? Yes, no?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. All right, so this is Parker. Can anybody see Parker? All right, so these are the locations of the 22 grocery stores that Parker visited. As you can see, he traveled all over the state. He looked at a variety of mainly energy efficiency items at these different grocery stores, including insulation. He cleaned people's condenser fans for them, checked their fan blades for fatigue, and made sure everything was working there. He also did some refrigerant leak testing and put together recommendations that totaled in about $18,000 of savings. As you can see, the cost for implementing these actions was $7,000. So holistically, there was a very excellent payback on these actions, you know, and yeah, so we try to work with everybody, work with large businesses, small businesses, everybody in between. And then, you know, for this project specifically, like Jacob and Michelle mentioned, we are offering energy audits. And so what does an energy audit look like? What happens when we come to the facility? So the first step is scheduling. You know, we have a quick chat with you about your business, what you want to look at, what you want the focus area to be. You know, we might ask for copies of your energy bills and take a look at those. And then we'll come on site, come into your business. These visits, they can take, you know, anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours, mostly depending on the size of the facility and the complexity of the process. So we like to go around and look at the equipment, maybe get some nameplate information, talk to staff about, you know, what are the pain points, what works, what doesn't work, what are the hopes, the dreams, you know. So then we go back to our office and we work on putting together a recommendation letter. We do some research about what are some potential solutions to these different problems. And then we'll write it all up and we'll put it together with the pros and cons of each idea, how much it could cost, how much it could save, what your payback looks like, and then try to schedule a follow-up call where we can talk through that and you can ask us any questions you have about our work or what assumptions we made, or, you know, if you like a direction, you want to dive more into it, or you didn't like a direction and you're not interested in that, that's fine too. And then we provide follow-up support for up to 2 years after those recommendations are made, just to stay in touch, try and help through to implementation where we can. Because the university is vendor neutral, we are not allowed to recommend specific contractors or products, but we can help with things like utility rebate applications, helping to find funding to support these projects and coordinate with different vendors, you know, that you pick out. So that's what I've got. Yeah. Any questions?
Any questions? Any questions about, you know, MMDC's role, the work that we've had with this USDA grant, or with CERTs? Any specific questions about them or the work that MnTAP does? We would love to answer them. Also, you know, if someone here is looking for that free energy audit and that free one-on-one visit, Jacob and Gabrielle will be doing that. And I believe Carol is on, and we're talking about her stepping into this project role once I leave on February 28th. So we have some really great people that would come to your business take a look around, talk with you, and give you just some free suggestions for energy efficiency. And we would love to get those hooked up. So if you want that, you can just drop it in the chat or connect with any of us offline. That's really what we're looking for.
This is Jordan with Renville County. Couple quick questions for you. Starting off, is this more designed for residential, or is this more designed for business, or is this more designed for you own some apartment buildings or something along those lines, some more multifamily kind of stuff?
So great question, Jordan. This is a business development grant. So it is business focused. So commercial properties. I'm not sure, Jacob and Gabrielle, where maybe apartments or housing complexes fit into that. It might be more on like the shared services that would qualify under the business aspect, like the heating and cooling, whatnot.
Yeah, so Mintap has worked with apartment buildings a couple times. It's not in our typical wheelhouse. We have done it. So we maybe could, but there are also maybe some other community groups who might be better suited for that work.
I will mention too, UCAP, United Community Action Partnership. They also have energy auditors, and I think they get more into the residential space as well. Not sure if there's anyone from UCAP on here, but yeah.
Gotcha.
I think at the minimum, whether we help them with an audit specifically with this, or find them the other resources, we definitely would follow up in either way.
Yeah, even just if you're interested in just some energy saving tips, or, most people know who their energy company is, electric, natural gas, water, those kinds of things. We do have, again, the resource guide that was developed that is it lives on MMDC's website. I think CERTS and Mintap also have access to it. And well, I know they have that. And then if you just remember, like from a commercial standpoint too, if you're doing a remodel or you're switching out, maybe you have some old fluorescent lights that you're going to switch out to LEDs. A lot of the electric companies or electric utilities will have rebates. So make sure you're checking with them. It could be lighting rebates, HVAC rebates, other things like that too. So we just really want to increase that awareness for our business owners as well.
And a dumb question, do you guys work with the PACE program? I see a few synergies on that.
Yes, we do.
Jacob's area.
Yeah, CERTS is one of the primary promoters of PACE, and Pete Lindstrom kind of captains that charge with our organization. But what that essentially is, PACE is the Property Assessed Clean Energy program, and where you can pay for your energy projects on your property taxes. And so, weekend coordinate.
I was going to say the bankers tend to like that because it's a low interest loan. That's not when it comes to security positions. So your bank will probably enjoy that, and you're going to save money really from day one. And then when the loan's paid off through your property taxes, you save a lot of money starting then.
Exactly.
And
so that's a county by county, and actually I didn't specifically check beforehand if all 4 counties, Renville is active in PACE. I believe that it actually is. I don't have the map in front of me.
Yep, we are. Yep.
Excellent.
So.
And Southwest RDC, our friends over at that region, that's Jordan, which counties are they get into, like Nobles and
from here to not quite to Sioux Falls, Robin, and they're in our business assistance directory, the Southwest RDC down in Slayton, so we can get you connected. But so how did, and I guess that leads into my next question. Sorry to be dominating the Q&A here, but how does somebody get the ball started? You're just curious, hey, I need to do some energy improvements. This thing is not insulated, this old manufacturing building or whatever it is. How do we get the ball rolling?
So I think I would take that just to start, because I've kind of volunteered as is the scheduler of this grant. And so I did put in the chat my email and phone number. So if anyone here would, thinks that they'd be a great candidate for an energy audit, please contact me and we'll get that scheduled. And also, if you think you know of someone, you're like, hey, I was just on this podcast or whatever, the Zoom meeting here today, and if you know of someone, say, hey, we've got a resource. We're coming to town. We literally are doing these a meeting like this once a week for the next 3 weeks, and then going to be trying to kind of hit the towns in your neighborhood over the next couple of months. So the availability, now's the time to act. And we're looking forward to helping folks. So start with me because I can help with the scheduling.
Awesome.
And I will mention we do have 2 businesses already signed up. One of them is in Renville County. So we're excited to fill that list up.
Awesome. Other questions? Sorry, I don't want to be dominating this conversation.
No?
I might add one piece of information just from the energy guide itself. So we kind of worked on this energy guide, and it's very specific to your counties. So we literally have information for how to access, your utility providers, grants, rebates, etc., within that energy guide. So if you click on that, the little not the Scantron, but I forget what that's called right now. Very easy to locate and whatnot. And it's there's 180 electric utilities in the state of Minnesota. And so we're trying to make things a little bit simpler. And so whether you just talk to us in person or use the Energy Guide, hopefully we're just going to help connect people to those resources and make things a little bit simpler. So we appreciate your time today and happy to help.
Yeah, the one thing I'll add real quick is just a reminder. It's free, but really just trying to promote that the services we're offering today, they are at no cost, no obligation, just a little bit of time.
Awesome.
We're not telling you anything.
That's what I was going to say. We're not selling anything either. It's just energy consulting as far as kind of give you the facts for what kind of technology you could use, how much you could expect to save, and point you in the right direction on how to go and get that if you are interested.
Michelle, if you've got a one-pager, I will email that out to our distribution group and a link to this video so folks can find out more. And if it's something that think they might benefit from, I'll encourage them to reach out to you guys directly, Jacob, and get the ball rolling. Last call for questions, friends, Romans, countrymen. Before the snow comes, anywhere between a dusting and 10 feet. That may hit anywhere between Canada and Iowa. All right. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, Jacob, and Gabrielle. Appreciate your time and look forward to working with you on these projects. And if you've got any questions, their contact info, or if you forget who it was, just give me a call at Renville County, but we'll get you connected. Again, thank you on behalf of Renville County for attending today. And again, every month, a different topic on a different, somewhat business-related topic. Different presenters, standing meeting on the second Wednesday of every month over the noon hour. So thanks again, Michelle, Jacob, and Gabrielle, and have a great day, and make sure you stay out of the snow.
Have a great day.
Thanks so much, Jordan.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.